the women who worship. Welcome to our channel. Family was affected, maybe your partner, your business. I don't know. Have you? You could check out my check.
I am a victim. A doctor I knew and she went for it and
I can see
I'm very troubled.
Burning.
I'm really troubled because
it's the worship. Wash.
Six. Oh, six new Sita. Hey, as you can see, guys, leo tuko full house manze. I would love our visitors to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Hogla Ananda, and I'm glad I'm here. I'm a woman who worships in the love of His name.
Yay! Thank you.
I'm Brenda Kanyangi. I'm very happy to be here. I'm a woman who worships.
Hallelujah. Hapa ndo mnataka kupiga na roll hizo drums yani. Tunataka tu grow mpaka tukue tu hivi kinyumba.
kakanisa mas.
Anyway. This is episode 6 and our topic today is choices. Karibuni sana. Welcome. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah.
We will begin by reading a verse, a story that you all know from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. I'd love Karen to read for us the verse. Okay, I'll read it. Akitafuta. I call heaven and earth to witness against you today that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Therefore, choose life that you and your offspring may live. Therefore, choose life that you and your offspring may live. Awesome. Now, tutafanya na maswali bado ama pointers. Sasa number 1, mimi nitakuwa nasoma and then I throw the ball to you guys. Then you okay. Tumesema topic ni choices. So number 1, there is no choice that man ever makes that does not involve witnesses, both seen and unseen. In relation to our verse and our topic today, tunataka kuongelelea hiki. There is no choice that man ever makes. What can you say about that?
Actually, something that is interesting in the opening verse is that God has given you the liberty to make choice, and He also has given you the direction to pick from. So ideally, the person who gave you the instruction is a witness himself. So there is no one point you're making a decision and there is no witness. Remember the person who has given you the liberty. Scripture also says that God is the designer of thoughts and the intents of the heart of man. Notice whenever you're making a choice, it's something you have contemplated, something you've stayed with. So ideally there is always a witness. There is always someone. So I would want to point that God is always a witness.
I love that.
Yeah.
The person who gave you that, that is God. What do you think, Hogla?
I think what Karen has said is basically true. Because the first thing, whatever choices we make, because when we think about choices, this is a decision among possibilities that you have. You have to choose what you're going to do. It could be as simple as waking up in the morning. You know,
even coming here.
Exactly.
It doesn't stay at home.
It's all a choice. Everything we do, starting from when you wake up to if you're going to work, if you're going to do work or not, it's all a choice. Nice. And in all these choices, just as we've said, there must be witnesses. Very true. God is the first witness in everything. So as I believe it si ufanya tukifikiria tumejificha. Mungu hukuona. But apart from that, we also have witnesses in aspects of confidence. You know, you can decide, for example, for people who are married, you can decide your husband or wife is your confidant. And that can be a witness to whatever choice you're going to make in matters of family or anything. And if it's your friends can also be witnesses in what choices you make. You decide, let me share this is the choice I want to make, so let my friend be a witness to it. So in everything there has to be witnesses, just to actually hold you accountable.
I love that. Hold you accountable. Yes. Super. Brenda?
I would like to agree with what Karen and Hogla have said. So Karen said that God in himself is a witness whenever you're doing anything. And Hogla has said you can have confidence in terms of friends and other people who are close to you. But I would also like to say that when you're making choices, especially when they are wrong choices, there's someone who is influencing us to make those wrong choices. Who is the devil.
I love that direction.
And he is also a what? A witness. In as much as you're hiding that I'm doing this, no one is seeing me. There's that back voice that is actually pushing you to make the wrong choice. That is the devil. That is also
and he's still a witness.
Yes.
I had not looked at it that way.
I had not seen it at all.
Nice. I love this. Now, Moving on.
Anyway,
Okay.
even before we move on,
Yes.
I would love to just that we underline something Hogla said, that in the multiple choices you have, so you don't just have one choice.
It's not one.
You have multiple.
Yeah. Oh, and also to hold you accountable.
Mama,
Yeah.
Hey.
integrity.
So, and this one, maybe I had looked at it like positively, but now the angle she has brought.
It's a different, it's a nice one. It's a different.
Wow, wow! Don't you just love this guy? Now, moving on. Our choices should never be only about us. Also, from the text, the verse we just read from Deuteronomy 13:18, these choices should never. I think it's very selfish to make choices just for you and yourself. What do you have? What can you say about this?
Well, but hey, Sawa. You know,
It should
when
never be about us.
that part of question, when I was reading it, it sprang something in my spirit. I just remembered Joseph and Potiphar's wife. It also hit me, Mary, the mother of Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, the angel approached her. She had the liberty to say no to that, and whatever was given to her was something that was going to affect the generations, the coming of Christ. Same to Joseph and Potiphar's wife. If he had fallen into the trap that was there for him, he still had a choice to make, whether to conform to it or to flee as he did. So if he had made, of course, the course of history would have changed.
Yeah.
So anytime we are making a choice, we are affecting an entire generation. So it's never about you. It's
Very
about
selfish to think.
everybody. It's very selfish to think about it just me. Mimi, nimejiamulia, nani yangu. It's never yours.
So the choice you make has consequences, and they'll affect not only you but the people around you.
Everybody around you.
Have you ever made any choice that maybe affected someone close to you, someone, or maybe you thought this one is just for me, and then it ended up turning, and then maybe your family was affected, maybe your partner, your business. I don't know. Have you? You could check out my check.
I am a victim.
Okay.
And as most of you, those who are interacted with me, know, I started out, I went to college and I went to study nursing. Then you get there, 1, 2, 3, nurse. You're just imagining of that white cape and all that. So
No, sema
I'm
shindano.
thinking about myself. Yeah, and shindano, everything. Now, when you get to second year thereabout, now the reality starts dawning on you. You're now more in the hospital and all that. Then I realize I'm not a hospital person. I cannot understand the hospital environment.
Mama story na relate.
I cannot stand the hospital environment. What do? I have to make a choice. One, try and stay in this school, but then be affected because I'm not enjoying what I'm doing.
the rest of your life.
To make maybe my parents happy because they were really happy by the choice
Hey,
I
but
made.
that time, mom.
So I tried second year for same, second same. Now third year for same, my friend.
Mwamba.
I could not. So I had to make a choice. And I decided this time round, I'm not even consulting anyone because when you try to consult, you are given different views of Umilia and you're the one who knows. So I decided to make a selfish choice.
Wow.
I dropped out and
So sometimes it's okay to make some choices that may look selfish.
it is not okay. From someone who has made such a choice, it is not okay. In as much as the choice might be selfish, you have to be considerate. Put into consideration the feelings of these people, the other people involved.
Okay, now
So see
your
where it
parents.
Yeah. So don't just think about yourself. In as much as it's about me, be considerate about these other people. How will they react? So if you involve them in this selfish
Decision of
choice you're making, it will be a bit lighter. Yes, they'll be disappointed, but not with the same magnitude with when you just decide to put them aside.
Okay. What I'm picking is it's the choice you wanted to make it, but now the problem was you never
Really
involved them,
involved
or
anyone.
you just thought,
Yeah.
me, I'm dropping out and that's it.
And
without
that's
even-
it. Yeah.
From looking at the me, this is the me choice, like the one she mentioned. Is it okay to say that sometimes, or most choices, please start with a selfish? Before you even think about other people, answer kwanza na mimi. How is it good for me first before you bring in the ABCD parties and
Yeah.
extra parties?
Yeah.
Sindio?
And when you're making a choice, don't make a choice because you want to be like so and so. Make a choice that is suitable for you. Sit down, have a reflection, evaluate yourself. And say, is this good for me? Don't do this. I should not do my hair in a certain way because when Pendo does it that way, it looks good. I should not buy this shoe because when Karen has the same shoe, she looks nice in the shoe. So look at the me and how is this choice good for me before you start thinking about other people. Don't make choices because so and so made the same choice and it was good for them.
So I start with me, then now consider other people's opinions, feelings, and views. And then also, looking at, now your mom told you, can we also say, basi kuna choices zingine, wewe unaweza kuwa hujui, you don't know what is best for you, is it?
Yeah, it is true. There are times you
like-
don't know what is best for you.
I want people to differ. Visa napenda hizi.
There are times you don't know what is best for you, and which is very true, because you might think that, let me use a basic thing. I might think that if I use, let me use an example of a simple thing, makeup. So I've gone to the shop and I look at this, I think this is good for me. But there's someone there who is seated and is looking at my skin type and knows about this. And knows that this one is not good for you. This is actually good for you. So coming to that point of my mom maybe telling me, because this is someone who has raised me, she has seen me. As our parents raise us, they look at us, they know our abilities. A parent can look at a child and know there's an engineer in this one, there's a doctor in this one, and there's a businessman in this one, and there's
a lawyer in this
there's a lawyer in this one.
Yeah.
So when a doctor is forcing themselves to be a lawyer,
The
a
mama
parent,
anakwambia,
yeah,
hapa.
anakwambia wewe ungeenda ufanye hii. And actually I have a friend who wanted to do law and is now a doctor. The parents told her, you are not, I cannot see a lawyer in you. And I can see a doctor in you, and she went for it. And
I can see this
No,
one
no,
is
I'm very
burning.
troubled.
Burning.
I'm really troubled because there is something I was hearing. Juzi asubuhi kuna tendency kusikiza some sermons in the morning. Ilikuwa about parenting. By then I prepare for future. So
Glory. Wherever
So,
you are, brother, we are calling
there was
you.
this part. The reason I'm being troubled, I found it to be true, is that you as a parent, speak up and digress, but you as a parent, as your child is growing, you're learning them.
yeah.
So there is no one point you're going to say your parent knows you.
Then okay, I'm not saying in this perspective, I'm not like really saying they know you. But when a parent sees you, you know, like I used two diverse fields. There is a doctor and there is a lawyer. These are two completely different things in terms of what they're expected to do. But let's use an engineer. And, you know, if you have someone who's grown, you're too neat, you're too what, like you cannot be seen in engineering, or your parents, they might guide you. But if you're so sure about what you want, you're not doing it because other people are doing it. In my case, I went for that because almost all my friends had gone to that field. So it is not like I've looked in myself and I think I'm capable of doing this.
I really understand her. Even the examples she gives, her parents helping to point out this and that. There is that, and it has worked for some people.
Yeah.
It has worked. But my question is there a point in life where you don't know clearly, or even, or maybe hujagundua, and then there's an outside party that can come when you want to now make a choice.
Yeah.
There's an outside party that can come and tell you this is good for you. But you may not take it. You may take it. But later on, you go back and you're like, what?
You actually start
Hogla
thinking.
told me this was good for me.
So that is an advisory scope.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is deep. This thing is deep. Because that's, okay, definitely, okay, it is said that law inasema at 18, you're an adult.
Yeah.
But haimaanishi you're fully grown to even make particular choices for you. So I would gladly agree that there is the place of advisory.
Yeah.
And then there is, you know, even as young as you are, as young as you might be, say 15, 16, hata kama ni particular dress code unaambiwa uembrace, unaona tunasema mami sitaki hiyo.
Yeah.
Mami anaona ni poa kwako lakini wewe hutaki. Hata ukivaa kuna venye katakusumbua. You get that point?
Yeah.
So I think there is the place of advisory and then there is the place of your choice.
So like when you're making your choice, sometimes it is not just good to be selfish about me. Also listen to the people around you.
take the
When you go back
advisory.
to what Hogla said, the witnesses can be your friends, your parents. So you see, if I want to make a choice and I've confided in Hogla, by the way, this is what I want to do. Let's say it's even a business. I want to start selling clothes. Where?
Hapa hivi.
Upper. Then Hogla will be like, you want to do that, but I was thinking, because so many people are doing that here. If you did something different, something like this, maybe she has a different idea. You have never thought about it. It is her idea, but she's just telling you as a by the way. She's not forcing you to choose it. And then at later, then you can. You've confided in her, then she gives you her opinion. Then you can sit down and think and maybe find actually Hogla's idea is good.
So
you can go for
So
it.
we are agreeing.
We are agreeing.
Now I also want to say that God can also use people to tell you the choices to make.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
So maybe in this case, God can speak through your mom. Teaching.
That's why I ended up.
Because saa zingine by the way, especially as we are growing, tunajigundua we are trying so many things
You're
that you
trying
really
so
don't know what you want to do or what you should do. Yeah. And in maybe to add up on this is it's it's true that can happen,
Yeah.
but when it happens also, wewe bado ndio uko na the
You have
you
the
don't
final
give, it's not
say.
like you're giving your power to that person.
Yeah.
You have the
It does
entire
work to you,
power
yeah.
to go back to God and ask God, confirm this with me.
Yeah.
Do you really want me to do this?
this, yeah.
Like I remember me before I started singing, God came through people.
Yeah.
But I didn't just go.
Ati tuanza kuimba.
Yeah. So
That is so deep,
So I
I think.
think basically what we get from this is that not that we do not really know what is best for us when we're making choices, but it is very important to have someone who actually advises you, or someone who guides you, someone who has walked before that path. And if you get someone who actually went ahead of you in that journey, then it's very easy for them to actually guide you so that you are able to make the right decision.
Yeah.
If you consult such people, consulting is allowed.
Yeah.
If you consult them and ask for their advices, it's fine. Once you get them, you sit down and now make the final decision by your own.
So it is not selfish kuanza na wewe.
Yeah.
This is the choice and this is me. Yeah. Usiweke hapa palipa me, weke Rogla,
Weke uanze consider kina nani.
Uhuru Kenyatta.
At the end of the day, the choice you
Ni
make,
wewe.
it will
Yeah.
affect you directly. It is you who is going to face the consequences.
Napenda hii discussion.
Hii discussion imekuwa awesome sana. Tumefika, this is a wrap man.
It's deep, but tuachia.
But you have to watch out for part 2 of choices. Until next time. Bye.
Bonyeza subscribe.
Yeah.